It's called amor seco. It loves to stick to dry things. But there is the contraceptive, and I think that's a rather nice name for one.
There's a desmodium in India that contains DMT, Desmodium putellum.
It's a very big genus.
Yeah, it's a big genus. The hitchhiker plant in Hawaii is a weedy desmodium.
You may have it there, maybe one of them.
I know, when I think how much time I've spent trying to eradicate it, there's a certain irony.
Well, have dentists go to work on it.
Yes, right. Nicole, what do you think about the future of the Amazon?
Well, I think that if we can only get the word around there's money to be made by doing other things than cutting it down and burning it, then some of it may be saved.
So extractive foresting is the thing to make people aware of.
I think it's essential. Because as it is, well, you know the statistics as well as I do, if not better, and that one species is disappearing a day. Not necessarily a plant species, but a species of something. And these medicinals are disappearing. Did you? You saw about he wiggles a hand, I think they mean me. Yes?
I guess I asked this question to both of you. Is it true that the pharmaceutical companies in America are basically highly discouraged by law from being able to use plants in their products, and that's why it's difficult to get? Why is it that there's such a resistance to using, for instance, if there are plants in the Amazon that are valuable for their medicinal use, I understand it takes something like 8 years to get a new drug approved, and if it comes from a plant source, the company does not have any kind of a monopoly on
You can't get a patent on a plant.
So it's to no advantage of any kind of drug company.
There's not well, also, some of them are too efficient. For example, the ones for arthritis that really cure it. Who wants arthritis cured? Certainly not the pharmaceutical houses.
What was the name of that herb that cured the arthritis?
It's not a herb, it's the bark of a tree. It's a Unanopsis. I've forgotten the species. There aren't very many. It's not a big genus. But I have it. It's rubiaceae. And that's the one that is also effective, very effective for controlling diabetes. To everybody's surprise, it's not touted for that. And so now I know half a dozen people who are using it for diabetes. So I have an idea that this is like the uña de gato and tabebuya, which is the pau d'arco. Mm-hmm. They are things that, they work entirely by stimulating and restoring the immune system, the autoimmune system. I've found them a tremendous help when I get any infection. There are a number of infections that are not easily treated with antibiotics. And I found that taking that and the antibiotic, neat. And they're now trying to get somebody to try it for AIDS, because that is the obvious. I think it's the obvious remedy. Huh? Well, any of those.
Tabebuya.
Pau d'arco is a tabebuya.
Right.
And that is also, in Iquitos, it's known only as a cure for diabetes. And the owner of the Johnson motor franchise for all of Peru, the outboard motors, was so helped by it that he keeps it in his desk in all stores, or in the manager's desk, to be given to anybody because he feels he's so indebted to it for what it's done for him.
You know, a lot of the pau d'arco coming out of the Amazon is now thought to be phony.
I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Since nobody up here knows what it looks like, and
They
you're getting
do-
fancy prices for this powdered bark, they can powder up anything. So immediately, once something is discovered
Yes.
that's effective, then fraud becomes
Oh
a
yes,
possibility.
well look at the Sangre de Grado. Even I was
Same.
fooled by one. It foamed like the proper one. They put detergent in it. They get the sap of lots of trees have sap the color of blood, of sort of old blood, dark red. And so they put a little detergent in it, because if you do this with Sangre de Grado, the marvelous healing and hemostatic agent, because it does definitely speed regeneration of healthy tissue. And then it will foam if you do that. Okay, take any old tree sap and put a little bit of any kind of detergent in it, and bingo, you got it.
There's no substitute for growing your own, because then you know what you have.
Your trees are about ready to be milked, aren't they?
Yes, we have Sangre de Grado trees in Hawaii, and we're propagating it furiously. It's a wonderful, fast-growing tree.
I know, it's a
Croton
pretty tree, too.
lechleri.
Terence, do you sell seeds and cuttings from things? Is that part of what?
Yes, when we can. I mean, our collections are small, but every plant that we have, we're trying to get cuttings off of. It's tricky for a 501c3 to make a lot of profit out of its business ventures. Some of you may know Daniel and Ellen's business. Their catalogs have been around. We are wholesalers to them, as are many other companies. And we want to spread this stuff out, get it to other botanical gardens in the Hawaiian Islands and other places, because what if the volcano were to blow up and wipe out our scene? Then all this would be shot. So it is important to spread the stuff around. Most of the plants that we have not been studied at all the way they should. I mean, we have plants for impotence, baldness, kidney stones, diabetes.
What's the one for baldness?
I don't know what the Indians call it. The scientific name is scoparia. It's a scoparia.
It's a scoparia. I have some scoparias, I don't remember what for.
I think it's Scoparia dulcis.
Scoparia dulcis, yes, that is also, I have it, but it's not for, I haven't got it for Harriet. As a matter of fact, I've wondered about that. The Witotas maintain that
Bixalana?
not Bixoriana, but that's a Choti.
Yes.
That's Wito. You know, the black stuff that paints your skin, they used to paint their skins black,
Yeah,
will grow hair. But I have never seen a bald Indian. Bald Indians and fat Indians seem not to be genetically possible. So I'm a little dubious about the things that are supposed to keep you slim and elegant, or fine and hairy. In fact, I'm very dubious about most things, and it takes forever to establish a thing well enough for me to put it in my notes, and a frightful lot of work.
Yes, some of these things you try, and you sort of realize that it lies in a domain of language and expectation, and that something you define as unpleasant, they might define as pleasant and worthwhile. For instance, they have a plant that after you've carried your backpack along the trail all day long, they say that your muscles are stiffening up. So they have this plant that's like a nettle.
Yeah, but they are nettles. It's just ordinary nettles.
Yes, they pat
And
all
they use
over.
them.
And they urge you to do this.
All the Indians swear by it.
Why should you do this? What a terrible idea. You know?
I think